guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring to you guys this black smoked out, very smoked out eyeshadow tutorial. Sometimes black eyes can be a little bit intimidating. I know it was for me, most definitely. Like, I used to do black eyeshadow and like, let's just say it wasn't always that good. Like, I guess because the color is so harsh and it can be so difficult to deal with, but all it takes is just a lot more time and a lot more blending, and that's all there is to it. And while you're here, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so you'll get an alert anytime I post new videos. And if you want to know how to achieve this look, keep on watching. What I am going to do is I'm going to take my finger and just lightly pat it into my eye just to make sure everything is set into place and has like a even little base. And I'm going to go ahead and just apply that pink part all over my other eye as well. And then I'm just going to put it in. And now what I'm going to do is just go into my Mercier, my translucent powder, and I'm just going to apply this over top of what I just applied on my eye. And this will make your colors be a lot more blendable when it comes to applying them onto your eyelid. So I just dip a brush. I prefer to use a blending brush or fluffy, any type of fluffy brush. And I just pack it right over where I and I'm kind of making sure I get it really close as I can to my brow bone. So now I'm going to go into my eyes. I'm going to start with this Kylie Royal Peach palette, and I'm going to be going into the first shade, which is Sorbet, and I'm just going to be using that to apply for my first transition shade onto my eyelid. So I'm just going to take it, I'm going to kind of tilt my head back and just apply it right into that crease, but take it a little bit above the crease when going on the outside. And you can build up as much color as you want to. And being that this is black, and if you really want to make, this is where that gradient effect is going to come into play. When you make sure you're adding colors it'll kind of give it like it's not just a smoky eye. You'll actually see the gradient in it when you're done. Now I'm going to go into this shade Duchess, and I'm just going to be putting that right below where I put that other shade. And I'm going to be using my Sigma E40 brush. I'm just going to dip it in, and I'm going to apply right under where I put that last shade. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a more precise blending brush, which this one kind of has like a very pointy tip to it. And I'm going to be using that to really get in my crease when applying that black. And a lot of people like to first start off by putting either a eyeliner or a jumbo eye pencil on their lid first. But I actually recommend start with blending in the black into your crease first, then work your way down to the eyelid. That way, if you start off from the eyelid, it'll be kind of hard to bring it up and blend it out, being that black is such a harsh color. So I'm just going into my Morphe. This is the Morphe 35B, what I always use. And I'm going into black. And I'm just going to lightly start bringing it into my crease. And it's okay if some tends to get below it because we're just gonna black all that out anyway. So I'm just gonna take a clean blending brush and I'm just going to make sure that's completely blended out. You don't want to use that same black brush that blended up with it because it's not going to do anything but drag the color up along with it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is in a black shade and Black Bean number 601. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully drag this color onto my eyelid. And I find it so much easier than eyeliner. It's a lot more smooth and easier to apply. But make sure for this part that you're only keeping it on your eyelid. Don't go anything above it. So I'm only basically filling in the parts that weren't filled in. What you do is you take a flat brush and you just dip it into that same black shade that you used for your crease. Just dip it back into it. And what I'm going to do is just take it and apply it right over top where I just applied that jumbo pencil. Just so it can all look blended in. Take that clean blending brush again and I'm just going to make sure I'm buffing everything out. I'm going to go ahead and clean my eye up. I'm just using a makeup wipe and I'm just going to now I'm going to go ahead and use my Colossal Maybelline Big Shot mascara and I'm going to go ahead and apply that onto my lashes and put my lashes on also. Okay, so that's all it basically is to this eye look here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my other eye real quick off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I'm going to go ahead into my skin. First, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish, and I believe this is the, yeah, this is the oil-free one. So I'm going to take a little dab, squeeze a little bit on my hand. Just going to put it on my spots where I tend to get oily. Instead of dipping my beauty blender into the product, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take my hand and dot it. And then what I'm going to do is take the beauty blender and then go in and blend it out. So this, I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender. And this beauty blender is from Real Techniques here. And they actually have really good beauty blenders too, by the way. They're like really soft, like the Real Beauty Blender. Well, I'm not gonna say this is fake, but this is a dupe or whatever you call it. That. Down. chin. And this obviously has a different kind of undertone to it, which I kind of like, but I'm still kind of on the fence about. So, but it is my favorite foundation right now. So clearly, I must not be on the fence about it. Get a very, very precise fine tip brush, and I'm going to go back into this Kylie palette and go back into the shade Cinnamon, and all I'm doing is just applying it up under my eye. But I'm making sure I bring it down a little bit. Let me zoom you guys in. Making sure I bring it down a little bit because we're going to be adding black eyeliner, so that's going to end up kind of taking over that anyway. I'm going to be using this Marc Jacobs eyeliner pencil, and let me just get this screw up. I'm just going to be applying that into my waterline. So now the eyes are done, I'm going back into the face, and the first thing I'm going to use is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm in the shade Tan, and then I'm just going to be applying this, well, obviously, under my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and contour using my LA Pro Girl, and this is in the shade Toast. Okay, so now using my KatVonD Shade+Light Contour palette, I'm going to go ahead and go into the middle shade on the bottom row. I'm just going to be applying that over top of where I just applied my contour. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the medium shade again, but this time I'm going to be dragging it down my nose to contour. I'm just lightly dragging the contour into that black. I'm going to add a tad bit of black to my bottom lash line. So I'm going to just concentrate it right under my lashes. I'm going to go back in with my mascara. I'm just going to coat my bottom lashes. So of course I'm going into my Anastasia's AURORA Glow Kit, and I'm going to be going into this Luna shade as always, and applying it on my cheekbone. Like this highlighter is booming. A little bit on my nose. And I think that's about it. So yeah. Okay guys, so this concludes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you didn't find it too hard or too difficult to do. But anyways, go ahead and hit that notification bell on there so you'll get an alert anytime I put up a new video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.